Hi, my name is Tyreek Moore, CEO of TJT Consulting Services. Let me start with something that quietly explains why so many organizations feel busy, tired, and stuck all at the same time. Most organizations today are extremely well managed. They have dashboards, they have policies, they have procedures, they have meetings, they even have checklists, but they are not nearly as well led. And that is the distinction in everything. Because management and leadership do not create the same outcomes. At TJT Consulting, we define management as coordination and control. Management is about planning, organizing, and maintaining clarity so that work gets done and gets done efficiently. Leadership, however, is about inspiring action, influencing belief, and moving people towards a shared vision of success. Managers have people who work for them. Leaders have people who believe in them and follow them. You absolutely need both. But when organizations confuse management with leadership, they build cultures that are compliant but not committed, busy but not bold, productive but not innovative. You can manage people into compliance. You cannot manage people into commitment. And commitment is what creates discretionary effort. Commitment is what creates ownership. Commitment is what creates innovation. Commitment is what allows organizations to scale. Management keeps the machine running. Leadership decides where the machine is going. Management protects what exists. Leadership builds what's next. This is why leadership is not a title. It's a way of being. In successful organizations, leaders empower rather than control. They practice emotional intelligence in action. They commit to continuous growth. They remain open rather than needing to be right all the time. They empower others to lead. They trust even when trust feels a bit risky, and they move from managing tasks to developing future leaders. This is what creates high-performing cultures. Now, let us talk about the 8 essential leadership skills that every leader must master. These are not nice to haves. They are performance multipliers. They are culture builders. They are scalability engines. Let's start with the first one, clear communication. Leadership lives in language. Clarity creates speed. Ambiguity creates friction. Clear leadership reduces friction, reduces confusion, rework, politics, and misalignment. They create alignment rather than just agreements. Alignment increases execution. It increases the velocity as such. It increases trust, accountability across the entire organization. This skill directly increases operational speed, psychological safety, and all of the such. Now let's talk about the second important leadership skill, strong interpersonal skills. Leadership is rational way before it's operational. When leaders build meaningful relationships and listen actively, people feel seen and heard and valued. Engagement rises, retention improves, collaboration increases, discretionary effort goes up. This skill directly increases morale, loyalty, and performance. Let's talk about the third leadership skill, composure under pressure. People borrow your nervous system. Leaders who remain grounded in high stress moments create psychological safety. Teams think more clearly. Decisions improve. Conflict de-escalates. Innovation increases. This skill directly reduces burnout, fear-based behavior, and reactive leadership. Let's talk about the fourth leadership skill, strategic problem solving. Every challenge is a leadership moment. Leaders who can analyze, assess, and act with intention prevent drift, eliminate repeated breakdowns, and maintain momentum. This skill directly increases adaptability, learning speed, and execution resilience. The fifth leadership skill is adaptability. Change is constant. Adaptable leaders keep organizations flexible, innovative, and resilient. They pivot faster, they recover quicker, they turn disruption into opportunity. This skill directly increases innovation and velocity and long term competitiveness. The next skill is negotiation. Leadership is all about influence. Great negotiators find win win outcomes, navigate conflict with grace, and protect relationships, all while advancing results. This skill directly increases cross functional alignment, vendor effectiveness, and internal collaboration. The next leadership skill is mastering time. Managing your time is your most valuable resource. Leaders who prioritize what matters most increase focus, reduce burnout, and improve decision quality across the organization. This skill directly increases productivity, clarity, and sustainable performance. The final leadership skill that all leaders must master is empowering through delegation. Delegation is not about giving away work. It's about building capacity. When leaders delegate to develop and grow people, the organization grows. Ownership increases. Bench strength improves. Scalability becomes possible. This skill directly increases leadership pipeline, retention, and long-term growth. And here is the simple truth. Managers run systems. Leaders build futures. Organizations that invest in leadership outperform those that only invest in management. This is why TJT exists. We do not train managers. We develop leaders. Leaders who empower. Leaders who align. Leaders who build trust. Leaders who grow people. Leaders who deliver real results. Because when leadership upgrades, culture upgrades. When culture upgrades, performance upgrades. And when performance upgrades, everything else follows. This is leadership versus management. And this is the TJT standard.